Is Destroyer... Have we confirmed if Destroyer is Frosty or not?
I have not.
Okay, check in. Let's see. Oh, he's offline. I guess I'll have to ask here. The map needs to be small or tiny? Let me...
It should be small.
Should be small. Okay. Easy enough to fix. Alright. There we go. Okay, so Destroyer 127 is Frosty. Alright. So, let's go ahead, ready up. And it looks like it'll allow me to play the game with you as an observer. Huzzah! Blues fixed it! May I offer my public congratulations to Blues for fixing the crossplay multiple observers issue.
Woohoo!
We appreciate his efforts.
All right.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to Peridot Cup 1v1 tournament. And we have, I believe, we have 6 participants in this tournament.
I thought it was 5, but it could be 6. Last minute ads and all that.
All right. And this match, the first match of the tournament, we are seeing match between Senzar and Destroyer 127 on IO. Have you had time to look at the map?
I've looked around at the map. There look like there are plenty of resources here. There are good scavenger. There's good founds for everyone. So I think we're going to see some late settling just because of that. It is a glass colony, so players will probably want to be able to do glass, and it's going to be robot versus elite. This is interesting.
Robot versus elite match on IO map. So that means that we might be able to see a slow game if both players manage power, or very fast game if somebody rules with power. That's what I'm expecting because they all use quite a lot of power.
However, there is a very interesting way to solve your power problems. There are 2 adjacent geotherms near the top right of the map.
Double geo. Big commitment, but also it's tasty if you can manage to get it for cheap.
But I expect to see nukes since everyone's going into basalt platforms. I really think that nuclear plants are going to be the way things are going to go.
Absolutely.
Except for maybe the robot who also has a single geotherm tile really near his base, so maybe a geothermal borehole and build around that works well with the robot blob strategy.
Mm-hmm. So we're on Sol 1, and both players upgrade to the HQ2. Power is rising very steeply at 92, and everyone is consuming about 3 in total. When you include colony, it's like about 4 consumption per second.
Yeah, and Senzar is the first into fuel, and that's an okay market here, especially because he got that high carbon quarry, so he's trying to make a good push into there, given that a lot of fuel is consumed on Io, not necessarily a bad play, but he is going to need a solution for power.
Mm-hmm. But it will be very difficult for them to get in if they don't get into it right now, because Sulfur Frost is coming in 45 seconds, making every building construction slow and painful and not happy.
Yeah. I mean, I could see something very interesting if he just builds that geotherm tile, or probably won't get it fully built in time, but if he can get a good portion of it built and it comes online a little ways into the sulfur frost, that'd be okay. He claimed the tile.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah. I think we are going to see like 300 power, maybe even 400. It's going to be very, very nasty.
Well, thankfully he's got it building, but he only had it about 20% done by the time the sulfur frost hit, so it's going to be a very slow construction. I think this hurts Destroyer more. Although, no, Destroyer actually has a geotherm up and running.
Already?
Already!
One that's built?
Yeah, Destroyer was almost ready. It looked almost ready. But he actually got one, in good position.
Yeah.
So he was watching that sulfur frost come down and cut the little first bit of it, but that means he actually has, an ability to cover his power costs, not going to die to debt of it.
Although this single geothermal plant is not going to be enough to cover, make some profit out of it, because they only have 0.5 surplus. So this power price is going to continue to be in this position, and Senzar goes into single solar panel and double nuclear plant. They will finish after the sulfur frost is done.
Yeah, well, he's going into another solar plant. But
going
yeah.
Full on power with 78k debt. Will he be able to pay his debt?
Yeah, the thing with Destroyer, it wasn't he was going to make money off of it, it was that he was not going to, suddenly rocket down to debt. We see Senzar already in B, while Destroyer is kept AA, which is going to be really important there, because elites are weak early, and he was managed to avoid a major punishment that came down that Senzar got clipped by. Now, Senzar has really doubled down on the power market and is crushing that power price, making nearly 10 extra power a second, and is quickly climbing out of that situation, which Destroyer...
He burned through that power in mere matter of seconds, and is going to make power money soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because Destroyer was not ready to capitalize on that high power price. Senzar's going to get away with it.
Still making $2,000 per second, and is his stock buying movement a move to kill? Do you think he is going for the kill? But I don't think his source of money is going to last long enough to buy all 5 stocks.
Especially because it's an elite. Elites have that protection. And when those glass killings come online, he'll just auto-sell the glass, buy up his stock, and that will be the end of that.
Yeah. I think his move was a bit too premature. He should have used the money he got to capitalize on other markets, like a glass, for example.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, the thing about it is, elites are very protected from a quick majority buyout with their extra 2 pips. He's even upgrading, he's not so much worried about it. He knows he's got enough cash income. Well, possibly. Now he's got a freeze on him. That was a very nice freeze there, taking out pretty much all of his money-making capability.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Senzar went into his own triple glass kiln, extracting this money out of the market, and hopefully, by the time this freeze is gone, the glass will not be worth much.
Well, power price is dead. He's got to figure out what to do with those nuclear plants.
I think he will just leave them on, at least 2 of them, because if he gets out of it, it's going to rise again. And nuclear plants are not very cheap to build.
True, if he built a patent lab and got nanotechnology, that could be better. The other thing is, though, he does have that geothermal spot, and if he does it right, geothermal borehole, he really won't have to worry. And another freeze. Oh, this is the painful part here.
Yes. So Senzar has 75k of cash in his hand, and Destroyer was only in single market glass, and he keeps freezing this market and selling his own down, denying that money.
And he's upgrade. Yeah, he's gone for another upgrade, and is continuing to expand, getting some oxygen coming in, which is a good idea if you're making glass. You'll need a bit of oxygen. Is there any late game building he's bringing online yet? He's bringing on a patent lab now. He got rid of one of his nukes, where he had the goon, and is putting a patent lab there, which is a good reuse of a goon. He's also got a optimization center under construction, and is immediately going for nanotech.
I don't see much late game sustainability from Destroyer, because Destroyer does not have any special buildings and not much diversification of markets. Can only access to glass, steel, and maybe some other market.
It doesn't matter diversification of markets. He has no markets. He's just frozen out all the time.
That is true.
If you're not, he's an elite. He can get into markets. That's not the problem. The problem is not being able to get that little bit of cash to be able to get into other markets.
It looks like now water and food is good market to be in. And of course, metal mine, aluminum. Senzar could use some of this aluminum, but his tiles, high value aluminum tiles, are on top of power or patent lab, so it's hard for him to get access to it. So this aluminum price is still crazy, going up and up and up. And nobody is mining it.
I mean, Destroyer has a very high near him. If he could get down just a mine there, and the game is like, you know what? Let's make aluminum even better. I don't think this patent is worth very much, considering aluminum costs more than glass.
Yes.
But Senzar has the extra cash to burn on it. Or debt in this case.
So it was just a 7k, so it's not a big deal.
And he paid for it with debt, not cash, so he'll make it there. And he's about to get superconductor online, which will turn his geotherm plant into a 4-power upgrade, which is basically going to give him all the power he will need during the course of a game, unless he wants to move into the market for a little bit of a power play if power rises. And he's also getting water processors online, which also generate a bit of power. And if they're connected to his base, which are...
Yes, continue.
Yeah, if they're connected to his base, they will also double the amount of power they put out. So he's just going to have power solved. Which is really nice for a robot.
Senzar is in very good shape. He's producing almost everything that he needs to produce. That's things that are profitable, and optimizing as well.
I like this thinking machine's play, as the oxygen is now a 42k launch, so if it goes into an elevator game, he'll be well set for it. He's upping his water production.
Although I don't think he will need this launch, because he is at 200 and he needs 400k to finish the buy if this sword does not defend.
And
Maybe Hacker can be great.
for Destroyer or Senzar?
For Senzar.
Yeah, that's the problem. Everything is pretty much going great for Senzar at the moment. The person who needs a way to get out of it is Destroyer. And I guess eventually, because now he has an optimization center coming online, he'll eventually get there. But it's just... And he finally got a aluminum quarry online.
I think it should be time for Senzar to make a move, start buying into the stock, because this stock price is it's actually falling right now, so maybe you should wait. But the earlier you make him a move when your opponent cannot defend themselves.
Yep, and now's the time to get in. He upgraded, which is going to raise his stock target price, so grab it up now.
Very well.
Yep. And that even raises his stock price defensively because he owns more stock now.
So he can sell 3 stocks. He will get like 100k or less.
And more freezes are coming down. Ah, finally a retaliation EMP. As far as good patents are going out there, I don't see a lot. Or maybe synthetic meat. Synthetic meat could be really nice at this moment. Looking at the price of food. Because I see an idle... Oh no, it's back to a metal mine. I thought it was still a patent lab. I was wrong.
The first 4 optimization that Destroyer has chosen for extra claim, I guess, is silicon. I think this was a wrong choice, considering that there are other markets, better market actually. Like fuel is extremely profitable. It's probably because Senzar, yes, okay, Senzar is manipulating the price. And even mutinying ion collector.
A new claim is available for option.
But especially a good one to go in with elites, if you don't know, is always chemicals, because you need chemicals to get your upgrades, so you're going to naturally put demand on chemicals. So, and his chemicals are auto off. Maybe if they were more efficient, they could come back on.
Yeah, Senzar just needs to sell a lot of his own stock. He does have enough money to finish the buy in his stock.
Yep. And what I'm really going to say is I think this game was kind of over when those 2 freezes came down early and basically Destroyer lost 2 minutes of the match. And these matches aren't that long. So that was probably 10 to 20% of the match where his base was just basically doing nothing.
Senzar was building a space elevator and then scrapped it to get the money and finish the buy. It was a nice and clean execution of the entire match.
Yep.
Getting the power under control and controlling our opponent's building so that to deny their money-making possibility and then make your own to lower the price. Very well done.
Yep. And if you look at the black market here, Senzar went there a total of 10 times. 5 of them offensive. While Destroyer only went there a total of 4 times, 2 of them offensive. So you can see the power of the black market to cut things down. He didn't really get into optimization. Senzar's got a lot of good patents to help him. And if we look at production and sales here, you can see the power where Senzar made his initial push. And then
212K sold.
Yep. And then with the glass, even the best market for Destroyer / Frosty was glass. And even there, Senzar had him beat. So you can just see from what was going on here how Senzar took a commanding lead and then just never let up off the throat. And that's the game.
That's the game. Okay, well played. And let's move on to the next one.
Yep.
So next match, we're going to cast this Cat versus Timeracers. So you should host.
Yep. And I assume that the previous win has been reported.
I should report it. I guess the players will report it.
Kat is asking for another host. My connection. So, Rahi, do you want to try to host again?
Okay, I will try it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Lobby name Cat versus Timeracers.
Yeah. Let's see. Join. Oh.
Okay, lobby's up. Cat can join.
There we go. Join.
You can join.
There we go. So it just must have been something weird happening one time.
Yeah.
Map size small, I think, is the only thing we need to change.
Absolutely.
And let me take this quick moment. Oh. Twitch URL. Eek. Oh. It's always so hard to, like, stream is zoomed in. Alright, let me see if I can fix this here. Oh, that's right. Okay. This. There we go. For something else I stream, I have to do it this way. But there we go. I think the stream should be fixed to see the full screen. Sorry, chat. That happened. And, let's see. Where is... I wish they gave you, like, the link to your, stream.
It is on the discussion channel. DT did it for me.
Oh, DT did it for me? Okay, good. Good.
So Peasant's Money is on Cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then I assume Money's Peasant is on Timeracers. If that makes any sense.
Hold on, let me go back to the cup there. Okay, so... Oh, Peasant's Money is on Timeracers.
No, Peasant's Money is on Cat.
Ah.
So I said Money's Peasant is on Timeracers.
Whose money's on Timeracers? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, Money's Peasant. It's like the reverse of peasants' money.
Oh, the reverse of peasants' money. So who's going to take peasant up on that bet, and how much is it? Is the question. And it's more of like, if these were actual bets, we need like odds. So there'd be like, I think it's fair to say there'd be a lesser return on money bet on Cat than money bet on Timeracers. But, we could really see an upset victory here.
Timeracers has been playing a lot. And so is Cat.
So, the moves that we see in some newcomers tournaments where people make a move, it's really risky, and no one knows how to punish that properly, will probably happen here.
Trap just made a chicken sound.
So you have Trap making you chicken?
Yeah, yes. No, he just made a chicken sound.
What did he make it with? Well, while we're waiting, let's talk chicken.
Talk chicken.
Talk chicken. So, did he rub it with anything, stuff it with anything, grilled, roasted? Come on, fill me in.
It's just a chicken that's happy and roaming around, making sound.
So, this is a live chicken?
Yeah, because that chicken don't make sound.
For a second, I thought he had cooked a chicken. So he has a chicken.
No, he made a chicken sound, so he must have a chicken in his voice.
Oh. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, you'll need a rooster lick maneuver to get that out of there. For a second there, I thought I was going to have to switch my streaming category to food. Alrighty. So, we're still waiting on Timeracers. It looks like he just won his round 1 game. We should be moving forward. All right. So did DT ever tell us what the tie break is going to be on points?
I have no idea.
Because I could think it's possible for 2 players or for 3 players to get the it might be possible for 3 players to get the same amount of points. Might not be. I haven't crunched the numbers. Or 1 player to exceed 2 players who tie for second. Oh, what's the version preference issue?
Timeracers wants previous version, and I think current version is good.
Mm-hmm. Well, Since DT is the person in charge, DT will make the decision on that. Let's see. See. We will get a version call in here in just a second.
Yeah, TT said you should choose newer version if 2 observers work.
Yep. So it appears that we will be staying on the newer version. So we'll probably have to wait a moment for Timeracers to quickly switch his version. All right. Let's see here. Hopefully we'll soon have another match ready to go. And other than that, so which map do you think we'll get? Do you think we'll stick on Io, go back to Mars? Maybe pop over to Ceres?
No, I think we stick to random location because in information.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be random. I was just speculating on what random will give us.
Mm-hmm. Speculating what random will give us.
Yes, I'm speculating because we're currently waiting for technical issues to be resolved. There's still a live stream going, so I'm just making stuff up, making conversation, trying to keep things interesting for the one viewer my stream has. I don't know how many viewers your stream has, because mine had a little bit of an error to begin with. But we'll see. Right, we've got Timeracers in, so it looks like we're going to be ready to go. Yep.
Okay, both players are in lobby. Mm-hmm. As soon as they're ready up, you are going to start.
Mm-hmm. There they are.
Okay.
So the last few tournaments, I've been the one introducing all the maps. So I'm glad to have Rahi here, because I could take a break for that. Because Rahi's so great at doing the introductions.
Okay, wait, this is Europa. Sorry.
This is Europa? Oh! I've never played on Europa before, so I have...
I just started hearing music, so I went into unmute music. But then I realized that it was Europa.
Yep. I still need to pick up that DLC at some point. So, all right, exit back.
Yeah, I can. I guess I can go out and disable the DLC, but that's for the next game.
Mhm.
Let's hope we don't roll Europa again.
There we go. I am ready to observe. You know what would be kind of hilarious if the host had a pyramid beneath the eye instead of a crown over the eye. That would be hilarious. If they were an observer. But aside from my amusing things to make the game look like it's made by the Illuminati aside... Alright.
Okay.
Looks like we're ready.
Start again.
Take 2.
And another Europa, so I'm sorry, I will disable that DLC.
The game really wants us to play Europa. It really, really does.
Mm-hmm. So manage. How do I disable DLC?
Are you doing this through Steam?
Yes.
So if you click on it on Steam, they used to have this easier.
Yeah,
but if you
I found it. Great. Update. Play. StarCraft training. Right.
Yeah.
Let's create.
See what we get. Right, refresh. There it is. In I come. Huzzah. No Europa allowed.
I almost kicked you when assigning observer.
Well, I'm very kickable.
No, I don't want to. Alright.
Don't worry. Another would just take my place. I've got many copies. It will never get old making puns. It will never get old.
Alright. Hello and welcome to the second round of the Peridot Cup 1v1 tournament. We have Katrina and Timeracers on IO. What do you think about this map?
Well, in contrast to our last IO map, this is a little bit more of a resource-poor map. Not as solid. There's good silicon out there, but electronics start high, which pushed me against a nomad found, and glass starts low, so you can't do like a scientist rush into glass. Maybe expansive, just to... It is the, neutral faction, but Kat has found a good scientist spot, or at least one that she likes. There's a interesting cave surrounding a low nuclear tile, and some glass, or some silicon next to oxygen, which can make for some very interesting, slanting plays. So I think this could work out well.
Let's talk about the two players found. So Katrina found it scientific, and Timeracers found expansive, and they they found it on very similar spots, in fact, because they had starry basalt, the oxygen, and some remote aluminum mine. They both medium. The medium is the highest, so they're pretty equal on their initial output. But their faction choice is different, and Katrina waited for the second founding right after Timeracers found. So she was probably thinking that, there's two found, so I can found second. So that's what I imagine would have happened.
Well, I like the key difference, I think, between them is Katrina had better access to other resources than the basics, while Timeracers had a little bit better access to carbon because he was nearer to the good carbon patch. However, Katrina has gone ahead and claimed the medium carbon, leaving only low carbon left, and there are no core samples on the board.
Mm-hmm. The first black market purchase from Katrina, getting the mutiny.
Picking one of those up for 3K is not a bad idea.
It might be. I think it can be used to steal this second carbon from Timeracers, giving the adjacency bonus and scooping up the 66 carbon price. Maybe, potentially.
Potentially. Although Timeracers, with his extra claims, will be able to get another low carbon if he so decides, although he returned that claim. And I think there with the mutiny...
Mutiny comes in. So in this early game, people have raced for, I guess not race, kind of race for the ion collector, getting the early fuel spike caused by a colony. And I am wondering who got the most out of it. So Katrina has gotten 11K, Timeracers 4K. So having this double did pay her off.
And she's also, well, that double wasn't really going to get her, the double collectors, yes. But that carbon that she mutinied is basically going to be turned into electronics, is what it looks like to me.
First pattern of the game, pretty early, but also HQ3 pattern episode, very timely, with this price of chemical, 51. I think this is a very bargain to get this pattern up and running, especially in 1v1 when pattern is easy to research.
And she's going for superconductor first, which is not a bad plan considering the price of power. Which is right now Kat's biggest weakness is she needs to get power under control, where Timeracers delay getting HQ3 to get a geotherm up.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure where she would put that up. She doesn't have power production up. It would be best if you could time it so that your power plant finishes as soon as this pattern finishes.
But she's putting it right in the middle of her basalt area, getting rid of some iron production there.
Mm-hmm.
Or not iron production, steel production, excuse me.
Yeah. Getting out of steel makes it difficult for getting new buildings, but this nanotechnology will be very helpful for that because you don't really need to spend steel because they never disappear.
Mm-hmm. And once she takes care of her debt problem with power, that'll be fine. And she's got boosted. She's making tons there. Geothermal borehole, especially when power's high, opens up new opportunities.
Although this is not valuable. I mean, I guess the Timeracers can use it because it does have 1 and going to 2 geothermal vents. But yeah, Katrina is now destroying power with the triple nuclear plant, making 11 power per second.
And she's about to reduce her power costs in half with the perpetual motion. So she'll never really... She can go in and out of power with the patent she has, as she needs to. And is then getting transparent aluminum, which, considering the price of glass, will make that final upgrade cheaper. And getting some farms online, also cheaper.
Although she did burn through all of her debt with this triple boosted, not boosted, superconductor, the nuclear plant, the power price has crashed as she paid her or almost all of her debt. So she didn't get any power money from that.
But she got out of the debt, which was the important thing there, because that enabled her to get some early patents by not having to worry about power. She worried about other things. So that was a good trade for her.
And we have been neglecting one important thing, is the HQ level difference, is that Cat just, with the help of transparent aluminum, she just soared into upgrade. Mm-hmm. And HQ 5 versus 3, this big difference in claims, ability to produce.
And the attack was defended by a goon squad, so that was... And Timeracers has gone AI.
Yeah, so I believe that was a concede.
I think so. I think so. Can we confirm?
Yeah.
All right.
I will confirm.
Oh, you will confirm. But assuming that was a concession, yeah.
Okay, there was a concession. We gotta confirm. And Katrina wins.
Yep. And that's just a commanding performance there. That was really textbook, getting that early cash, capitalizing on it. If you go into debt, have a plan to deal with it, which she did.
The power play was big, but it didn't really decide the match. I think the biggest factor was that she was able to get into these markets earlier and use the patents, like nanotechnology, transparent aluminum, to get that fast upgrade and get the potential running.
Yeah, I think the power play was the nail in the coffin, because if there was one weakness to that early money, it was going into debt, and she got rid of that debt, at which point there was not much room for Timeracers to maneuver, because he no longer... because Cat just had advantage and no disadvantage at that point, and Timeracers had nothing there. His not going to debt didn't matter at that point, because Cat wasn't in debt.
Right, well played by both players. Let's move on to the next game.
Yep.
Next is Senzar versus Lytzshadow. The lobby is up.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Lytz and Frosty are still playing their second game, so will be a moment before we're ready to start rolling here.
In that case, I will take this time to draw a chicken.
Unfortunately, Senzar joined the lobby. Although he may not have been in the match. No, he's not, so we're still waiting on them. You will take the time to draw a chicken. I do not have chicken drawing abilities like Rahi.
I think we need to rehost. Senzar kicked me from the lobby.
Oh, that is hilarious. Alright, let's get this new lobby made. Well, thankfully we had time. One v1 matches in Offworld are just so different from the 4-player free-for-alls. They really put a difference between just getting that inch more than your opponent and maintaining a relatively good and strong position, so you don't exhaust yourself on one windmill and have enough energy left to take out the other two.
Okay, let's throw a chicken.
All right. Let's see if I can also bring up a stream and comment on you drawing a chicken.
So, how does a chicken look like? Today, I will try to be fast, not quick. No, not just reference. So, I'm drawing this from memory, and after I finish drawing, when I bring up a reference, there'll be a big difference from actual chicken and this chicken I'm going to draw. So how does a chicken? Okay, just look at chicken penguin.
Oh, chicken penguin. Oh, I heard that in the background. Oh, I heard that in the background.
Okay, I got the image from. That's how chickens look like. It's a Fall Guy chicken. I got the image from. That's how chickens look like. I'll draw that. Fall Guy chicken. Okay. Cat just sent me an image of a chicken costume.
Oh, from Fall Guys?
Yeah.
That game would frustrate me to no end.
Yeah, I don't play it, but
Well,
I know that there's some characters.
There are, and it is an amusing game, but it frustrates me to no end. But the game has some real issues with ping rate and what else is it, like the maps having like invisible holes in them where people just get launched off the map. So that would just frustrate me to no end. Although, go ahead.
So I'm just talking about the drawing. So we have this chicken body, very simple, choppy, and cute. And here is the surprise. In this drawing, there'll be a chicken in the chicken suit.
Just for that level of meta.
And little chick too.
I'm now suddenly having, you know, that tropey image of two kids sitting on top, you know, one sitting on the other's shoulder wearing a trench coat and a hat to pretend like they're an adult? I'm suddenly having that image in my head right now.
Excellent drawing. I like that one.
Oh, I approve of the pun. Good job, Tumahi. Or Tumahai.
Okay, there was an excellent art request from Katrina. Thank you very much. And what should I draw next to it? I hear a sound. We got Dustbuster. I think this is not our player.
That is not our... But somehow you were kicked again.
Yeah. What are you doing, Sven?
Can I... if I leave, will it transfer to you and then come back in? Now it's going failed the connection established with the host. But I think you deleted that server.
Alright, we set the lobby up again behind the drawing.
Mm-hmm. And small map size, I think.
Oh yeah, small map.
Alright. You should just kick Senzar for the fun of it. I am evil today.
Alright.
So what are we on now? A boot kicking a boot? I don't know, because things keep getting kicked.
What? Boot King?
A boot kicking a boot. It's kind of... was that Escher who did like the hand drawing the hand? I'm trying to remember that photo. Or that painting.
Okay. So I'll draw a boot.
Drawing hand. Yes, it was Escher. It was Escher who had that iconic image of a hand drawing another hand. So this way it's a boot kicking a boot.
Here's a boot. And how? But boot cannot kick on its own. You need the leg and stuff, right?
Assuming
I
that
guess you can.
the boot is not self-powered, you can have a self-powered boot.
I mean, I guess you can do it with like some animation and animated mark, like something like this.
3 little lines behind it somehow indicating motion.
Yeah, but it doesn't really feel powerful.
That's why it has to go to the next image where you have like the old Batman style kapow.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I got the fail to connect again. So this shadow is in lobby, so I should remove this thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do we need to create the one more time? Because I'm currently the host.
Yep.
let's see here. Now it has me hosting again. Okay, I should not be hosting. There we go. All right. So from chicken and boot drawing back to Offworld. Do you think Swarm will add? Well, I guess there's already food in the game, but I guess you could add a separate chickens resource and a separate boots resource.
Okay, we will start. And let's go for the third match. Hello and welcome to the third IO map of the Peridot Cup. This is a 1v1 tournament, and today we have this match. We have Senzar and Lytzshadow facing each other in this chemical colony in New Rome. What do you think about this map? Many copies?
What I think about this map is it looks an awful lot like a loading screen. Oh, there we go. And we're on IO again. Okay, apparently today is just IO. This is looks like a resource-rich map to me. Ooh, there's some very nice god tiles that actually work together up in the upper right. God tiles is our colloquial term for tiles that have two mineable or quarryable resources on them.
Double elite. We have double elite on this 1v1 match. I guess we should have looked at the potential founds to see if this was the best found or was there some other choices available. But yeah, this is what we have right now. So they're going double basalt and triple steel or single elemental quarry. And some glass kiln. So it looks like Senzar wants to take advantage of lower starting steel price, although he used all of the steel. And Lytzshadow is just making steel.
This is an interesting upgrade path here, because Lytzshadow is very close to the colony. So we might try to see a boosted pleasure dome out of him.
Boosted and adjacent to colony pleasure dome.
Mm-hmm. And he's got all the basic resources he needs. And going into that third basalt, not necessarily a bad idea. I like Senzar moving into some elemental quarries here because they're going to be better at the beginning, even though they'll deplete over time. He can substitute back with some more basalt platforms if he needs it. But ooh, that's a freeze.
First aggression of the game. Triple freeze on basalt platform on Lytzshadow. Lytzshadow has no iron whatsoever, so this freezes steel and glass, but equivalent freeze is coming down on Senzar. So I guess they're dead in the water for a while.
Yes, and this is where the freeze is okay. Well, it's not quite equivalent because remember, there are those quarries there. So that keeps the glass kind of running because they're both running without oxygen. But one is running with silicon, one is running without.
There's one thing Senzar can do is that because he has so much silicon, he can just go into triple solar panel. Oh, this is night right now. It's going to be night.
So those freezes were just perfectly timed to slow the game down.
Yeah, you're right.
I still think Senzar comes out a little bit ahead because he still has silicon coming in, which is the main difference here. Lytzshadow has one more claim, which I really think he wants to put down a pleasure dome as soon as possible, but that's going to be delayed. Now the question is is this going to be followed up with 2 more freezes?
I don't think so. These players are not rich. I guess Lytzshadow is a bit more rich, but that's because of upgrade. So now they have like a 6K, 3K, so they cannot really afford to buy these things.
Senzar is now moving into a solar panel play, while Lytzshadow is going into a solar condenser play.
I like this gun on solar panels.
I approve. I agree. It keeps one operational, puts it in the middle of the line.
Many copies. Can we move to private call? I think we are having some communication quality issues.
Okay. All right. So.
Yeah. Hope that fixes it.
All right. Alrighty. Now we're in the private call. So hopefully, sorry for everyone who had a pause there. Lytzshadow is going into a geothermal plant, which is going to take a little while to get online. Meanwhile, Senzar is going into immediate power play with 5 solar panels.
And there's a dynamite.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that geotherm play, you've got to have a goon on it.
So 5 solar panels. They're not particularly strong, but also it was very cheap for him to set it up. So this was excellent play with very little investment and good payment. And now he's making power money.
Mm-hmm. That's going to make it a lot harder for Lytzshadow to come back because Senzar's already got an HQ level up, and Lytzshadow is going to be a while, and he's not going to have power money to do it with.
Lytzshadow following up with an upgrade, chasing. They're kind of equal in terms of HQ level, but this debt, Lytzshadow has 100k debt, and it will not be easy to melt this debt down. So I think Lytzshadow will be stuck with this for a while.
Well, Lytzshadow got his upgrade, so he's at HQ 4. Senzar has placed down his first pleasure dome next to his base, which isn't bad. This EMP auction here, though, this is... Can Lytzshadow afford to lose this, is the real question, in my mind. Because this is going to come down, and it's going to hurt. It's going to take out his entire productive area, I think.
Well, he doesn't really have like productive area to get frozen. Like Steel is making 30 per second. I guess this freeze on Basal platform makes the most sense right now. But it doesn't really seem impactful.
The other thing that, if he didn't have the silicon, or Lytzshadow, if he didn't have the silicon, oh, and there's another dynamite on the geotherm. So, to help avoid these situations, you might want to consider essentially putting a using nukes, because the nukes are available. And if you've got basalt platforms, you're going to get uranium coming in, and so you're going to have a stock of uranium to use. You just buy the water for the little bit you have to use it there to get over that HQ3 power hump.
I would like to reevaluate my assessment about this, how good this EMP was. It was very effective because Lytzshadow, even with having some surplus production, was selling down all the iron, so didn't have any stockpile when the EMP came down. So it froze almost everything, and he needed the steel to build up his economy, but he just started making steel again, so it was very impactful.
Yeah. So they both have a pleasure dome up. Lytzshadow has the better one, but he's already in D debt and an HQ level behind.
Yeah, looks very difficult for Lytzhadow to catch up.
Mhm.
Senzar started optimization centers, get the lead speciality kicking in.
Yeah.
Market is
I mean,
optimization center is
Litz is in
time to start.
D+2 now. I don't know where this goes, other than south, D+3. This is just going to go south rather quickly. I don't even know if he can afford to care about his debt, but I don't know if he can afford not to. And there's another dynamite on the geotherm. So that geotherm has done practically nothing for him other than just be a money sink. And
Look at this power, water, and food, all these mandatory markets soaring so high. Nobody's producing them. And IOQuake comes in as well.
but we've got Senzar optimizing power and has got plenty of power still online even at this. I mean, it's just, this is brutal.
Yeah.
I mean,
the stock price difference is the shadow is in $10.
and there was another shortage, and Lytzshadow tried to go into a quadrangle of solar panels, then immediately gets frozen out. He's asking for permission to resign at this point. I do not blame him. I think it's over. There's no way he comes back from this.
All right, well played from Senzar, taking advantage of this cheap opportunity of solar panels, getting the solar panel when the claims wouldn't do much anyway. And that led to power money. And that was a very good play.
Yep. And keeping Lytzshadow sufficiently locked down that he really couldn't identify where Lytzshadow would make money and hit those, so Lytzshadow was spinning wheels for a lot of the time in the critical markets. But anyway, there we go. That was another very quick game.
Well played. And we will move on to the next game, which is Timeracers versus Frosty. So let's make one.
So Senzar has got 2 wins. And has played a total of 2 times, so he's doing well. Timeracers has got 1 win after 2 times. Lytzshadow has got 1 win now after 3 times. So Lytzshadow is definitely going to need to win his final match in the 5th round before the finals if he has a chance to make it in. Or if he wants a chance to make it in. Because unless Frosty is to do an upset of Cat, but even then, I think he's still going to need at least 2 wins to make it in. All right, let me join the lobby here.
Okay, that is Frosty.
Yep.
Timeracers should not be. It's not playing right now, so I can think.
Yeah, let's see. So if Frosty's here, that means Cat is done as well with her match. Which, yep. And Cat won her second match on the 3rd round, as expected. So Senzar and Cat each have 2 points. Frosty has played 3 matches so far and is going for his last match, and he has yet to get a win, so he's probably hoping to get a win against Timeracers. Timeracers has got 1 win there. Lytzshadow. Yeah, Lytzshadow only has 1 win, but he's played 3. Timeracers has 1 win, but has played 2. So he's looking to get there. So since Senzar and Cat are currently in the lead and they're about to face off this round, one of them will pull ahead of the other. Because, yeah, Cat is one of the most dangerous players out there, especially in a 1v1. I'd like to see her and DT play again sometime soon. That would be a battle of the Titans.
Yeah, the most exciting type of game.
Because does Game Slayer play much anymore?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I haven't seen him around. And then I haven't seen Trat playing much.
Yeah, he doesn't play much anymore. I'm going to draw chicken totem.
Chicken totem. Alright. So, is this going to be like a totem with many steps in it? Or is this going to be like just one giant chicken totem?
I don't know. I just draw.
Oh, Cat, you're calling magic into this now? Oh no. You know the power creep that's going to invite.
How does totems look like? I guess you can just draw whatever, like a thick stick, and put some symbols on there. Draw an egg.
Sure.
And draw some.
Okay, Hearthstone, Magic, the difference is smaller. They're both falling under that card power creep possible.
At the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 angry chicken.
And oh, Trat. So, what is it? Okay, my train of thought just got lost. Never mind. What was it? Oh no, I remember it now. So the original designer of Magic, when he went to the original game publisher, he brought a game where it's a racetrack and you flick little wooden discs that have painted symbols with cars on them, and it's just a flick game where you're racing. So he brought that to them, and they said, "Could you design something cheaper to make?" And so he brought them Magic, which now is essentially printing money. And then the flick card game isn't bad either. Forget what the exact title of it is.
Keep the talk going. I'm just drawing.
You're just drawing a book. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is this going to be? A book of magic? Book of... What? Now, oh, there's a chicken reading this book. I see. Well, it looks like a chicken outline there. Oh, you're just Shrinking it?
Yeah, I'm drawing, and I thought that this is a bit too big on one side. It's still big, but I'll just go with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, left-handed, right-handed book. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be a pop-out book?
Yes, it's a chicken totem.
Chicken totem pop-out book. I knew there was a chicken coming in here at some point. If it takes long enough, you'll reanimate the whole Lord of the Rings with chickens. The extended editions, even.
So they're like I don't know how to make the chickenify. It's the names.
Let's see. The Shire already works pretty well, considering what it's describing. Let's see. Here's what we could do. We could have, instead of Merry and Pippin, we could have Peepin. You know, like the Peeps. Giant marshmallow hobbit. Let's see. Instead of the Mines of Moria, you could have the Roosts of Moria.
So do I draw like what would the tower with the eye on it be called?
Oh God.
I'm drawing it. I just need to fill it in.
Yeah. So let's see. So instead of Sauron, we're gonna have Salmonellaron. Because, you know, chickens giving people salmonella. Salmonellaron. So he'll be the disease. The disease of chickens. Okay. I don't know how you draw salmonella. That's on you.
Yes. But I will just draw an egg.
Is it bacterial? Is it a bacteria? Let's see.
So do that.
And we can have Hennis Tirith.
Draw some background so that I can have light. Can I get the answer Timeracers?
We're now on to Chicken of the Rings. This is why they shouldn't give us downtime.
Okay, having some conversation with Timeracers.
One egg to rule them all.
One egg to rule them all. One egg to rule them all.
No.
I like it.
Oh, we have to redo the prophecy. 3 eggs were given to the. Oh, we could have different races here on this. Like 3 eggs were given to the. Let's see. What are some of the longest lives, I guess, of the farmyard? Horses get up to 30 years, depending on the breed. So 3 were given to the immortal horses, to the long-lived horses. 6 to the hogs, if we're going to go with those who like to dig, to the hogs, and 9 were given to the mortal roosters, doomed to cluck. But they were deceived, all of them. Who would they be deceived by? I don't know, that's getting too much there. What animal are we going to cast as evil? This is going to have lots of problems. You know what? It's going to be a goat. Because goats in and of themselves are evil and will stab their horns into you. As my sister can attest to. Although they're not all egg-laying animals, so that gets a little weird. But, you know, we can roll with it.
Let's draw the text.
And then we can get really deep and do a crossover with Animal Farm. Tolkien and Orwell. That's a combination.
All right.
Are we back?
Timeracer is on the move.
All right. Well, while he takes a minute to step into the lobby, I'm going to take one quick minute to check something, and I'll be right back. And I didn't even miss anything.
No.
Unless somehow you've, moved on to The Hobbit as chickens.
Okay, we have Timeracers.
Indeed.
Okay, we are starting after this long journey to the chicken land. What is it? What is the? Let's start. We are finally on different location than IO. Hello and welcome to the Peridot Cup.
The location isn't Middle Hen House.
Mm-hmm. And we have, I am Lahi, casting with me is many copies. We have Destroyer, aka Frosty, and Timeracers on the board.
And yes, this is quite a map here. Very resource rich for series. Although ice tiles are a little rare, so people will have to be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a really nice found up in the northwest. And Timeracers has taken that with an expansive. And Destroyer has come down with a scientist. And about the middle of the map, there's a good patch of carbon water there. And since he's scientist, he can take advantage of that without worrying about diminishing resources.
All right. One thing I'm worried about right now is this is just HQ1. The game is just started, but the power is at 100 because we power colony with high power price. So power will be very urgent to get into. Nuclear plant will be very good. And one advantage of being an expensive is that you have half the price for buildings. So it'll be easier for Timeracers to get into those markets.
Very true. However, the other thing I'm really concerned about on this map is there are 2 tiles of silicon. Now, there are core samples which can maybe let you fix that, but silicon is a tight commodity here.
Actually, it's 3 tiles because one is next to cave, but we get the point.
Mm-hmm.
People going into HQ2 regular style of choices, I guess, with the Timeracers going to 3rd steel mill and Destroyer going into water market making some food. Unfortunately, the food price is not high, but it is not super expensive to start it, and food consumption is always present with the colony. So I think it can be a good choice, but not going to 2 different water market. It should have been double farm or double reactor, not the other way around.
Yeah. And you want them next to each other. I know you're trying to establish 2 things in the future, but that's not really great. If you're going to do a single tile because you didn't have enough resources to get the extra, expert one is to just throw down a water pump on the high and mine yourself some quick early water, which could be useful. I mean, he definitely should do that, because you don't want that section broken up.
Exclaim auction is going. People are bidding. While people are bidding, I would like to cover what Timeracers has been doing. Timeracers built 2 nuclear plants, as we have said, and it was not too expensive for him to set it up. And this is making some good 2.4 power per second. Well, the thing is, that's slowly but steady.
Mm-hmm. And he's got one of those nice god tiles, so the mine that's giving him the iron he needs to produce his steel is also giving him or at least some of the uranium he needs to, it's giving him all the uranium he needs to get his power rolling. Now, Destroyer has gotten into a singular nuclear plant, which is producing very efficiently because it's set on uranium.
5k bet left until power money for Timeracers. Power price is still high at 200, and this is going to be crazy soon.
Mm-hmm. Now, Destroyer and both Timeracers are going into another nuclear plant here, so the power price is going to start being knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
And Destroyer isn't in deep debt, but he is an HQ level behind.
Timeracers moving into patent lab. No patent has been queued.
The black market is open for business.
Oop, there came a dynamite. Which
with nice adjacency bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's also, if this gets bounced, dynamite bouncing is not as hurting as EMP bouncing.
Yeah.
But successful protection from Timeracers on the goon.
One thing you can do, if you want to be sure that your EMP doesn't bounce, you can actually, I believe, target a tile that's not occupied by a building. Now, you lose some effectiveness for doing that, but you guarantee that the central location of the EMP goes off and cascades out. Because that EMP is going to come back at an inopportune time for Frosty.
Early aggression from Timeracers. Has almost the money for the 4th stock, only needs 2 more. And he does have enough, quite, 25k from the stock. I think he will wrap it up in like 30 seconds.
We've just seen power be important in so many games here.
Power is very impactful. It's important in this game. Controlling power is one of the first things to learn, because how swingy power can be.
Especially in a 1v1, because it's not like there's other people to watch out for.
Timeracers quickly wrapping up the game with the very quick and precise power maneuver, getting Destroyer and taking the game 4.
Yep. And when that EMP bounce, that means that Destroyer / Frosty couldn't cut off Timeracers from that money. So, at that point, it was game over.
Well played by Timeracers and Destroyer.
Yep. What was this? How long did this game last?
Soul 8, I'm not sure, it's like Soul 3 equivalent, or Soul 2 something on Mars, I think. But the point is, it was very quick, very well done.
Yeah. There we go. Another quick game. We've had lots of quick games here.
Yep.
So the question is, what are you drawing now? I think we've spent as much time watching you draw as we've watched games. Let's just be honest here.
Mm-hmm. Honest what? Yeah, drawing is fun. When you... I forgot the quote from Bob Ross.
All right. So, unfortunately, Frosty is going to exit the tournament without a win. But we've definitely enjoyed having him around, and hopefully it was an educational experience.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere.
Yep. And to be fair, like the first tournament I was in, like I just bombed the first round. I evaluated the map. I was like, oh, Double Trice Electronics, don't found as a nomad. 30 seconds later, I found as a nomad as that thought went out of my mind, and I was like, oh, shoot. And I eventually started trying to crawl my way out of that hole and started going and making some crazy risky moves because I was like, if I don't make them, I die in the end. And eventually I made them, and someone was like, oh, you're coming back, let me kill you. But, you know, you do what you can. Let's see. So we've got Cat and Lytzshadow in our next.
Mm-hmm.
Lytzshadow has 2 wins. The 3rd win would probably secure him a seat in the final. Depends on how this match rolls out here between Cat and Senzar. That's probably going to take a bit longer because they both are coming off of 2 wins, so we're going to see here.
First joining is Lytzshadow. We're waiting for Katrina and many copies to come.
Oh, yep. I need to hop in. Oop. I think Cat's going to take longer than I ever would. I'm just trying to figure out the math here. Okay. So let's assume, for my first calculation, Senzar comes out on top. He's got 3 wins. That would put him in the final, because even if he were to lose the last round... actually, no. Because Timeracers could get up to 3 if he beats him in the last round, and Lytzshadow could also get up to 3 if he beats Cat, so that would put them all at 3, if that were to happen. If Senzar were to win this round, and then lose to Timeracers, and Lytzshadow were to beat Cat. That's, I think, an unlikely series of events, but possible. If Cat wins, she's at 3. And then Timeracers has 2, and Senzar has 2. So whoever gets the whoever wins among them in the last round will earn a place in the finals. And Lytzshadow, if Lytzshadow beats Cat, Lytzshadow will only get up to 2. So Lytzshadow can't get to 3. He can only get to 2. Which I think at this point is not enough to get into the final.
Cat is in.
Oh.
Alright. So for the record, I've been drawing some scrolls while you were talking.
Oh, let me look at the scroll. Are the scrolls up on the screen? Squirrels! Oh god. Now we have squirrels.
Now we have squirrels.
They look a little more like chipmunk. No, they don't. They don't have the shading of chipmunks.
We have some previous match information coming from the participants. Looks like in round 4, Senzar has taken the victory against Katrina. That will be an interesting match to watch if we can.
Hopefully, it's on DT's channel. We can watch that back another time. Because that'll change things around. So, looking at the rankings there, Cat only has 2 wins. So if Lytzshadow beats her, they're both at 2. Timeracers is at 2 as well. So if Senzar wins his last match and Lytzshadow wins his last match, Senzar's in.
We are starting now.
I was talking about who's going to be in the final.
Okay, I will start the introduction. Hello and welcome to the final round of Peridot Cup 1v1 tournament. I am Lahi, casting with me is many copies, and we have Lytzshadow and Katrina on Mars, finally on Mars, and we will see some interesting nomads, I think. What do you think about this map?
This is the map that dreams are made of. A scientist play is not a bad move from Cat, right in the middle of all that good stuff. Lots of god tiles. But those are the god tiles that can be taken advantage of, are the, with the same building, are the silicon carbon ones because they both need a quarry. The iron silicon ones are less good.
Okay.
Ooh, Lytzshadow was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait until you're done, then I'm gonna just take those tiles because I can.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like what Katrina was intending to do was deny this devil tiles, the tile have with carbon and silicon, by putting a scientist here, and that means that she does have priority on taking this tile over the nomad. But the nomad could take a security spot even with the disadvantages.
Yep. I expect with underground nukes to start flying because
Yeah, that is scary. That is scary. I didn't see that.
because those are just too powerful to leave running. And those would have been in great spots to put down some early electron. Oh, there's the underground nuke. How did I guess?
There is the nuke. I'm sorry, Lytzshadow. This is very painful because this is a lot of work here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I saw this coming. I mean, it could have been very interesting as a scavenger to, or not a scavenger, as a scientist to immediately throw down electronics factories on those tiles, since basically that covers all your costs but the aluminum. But nuking it from an opponent is just fine, and if he chooses to step off of it with his return of claims, then so be it.
So there's are two things to mention.
Mm-hmm.
The one, the power is very expensive right now for Mars standards, and Cat is moving in to take advantage of that. This would have been the time for Nomads to go in, put that triple solar panel with good in the middle down, and swoop, secure that money in. But that is not possible because of this nuke. I think what the Shadow could have done to remedy or to protect themselves from this situation is to found the second HQ on the high and medium silicon field on the bottom of the map, so that even after the Shadow gets nuked, there are a lot of silicon to harvest from. And ship aluminum instead. Maybe they could have worked. I am not entirely sure.
I'm not so liking that much because it also puts him away from all the water.
That is true. That is very true. You're right.
I mean,
so that does make the situation very difficult for the Shadow, having just 3 silicon input. It's really tough.
Yeah, I mean, there was no good solution there. There was just okay. And Cat is coming out with the next superconductor plan.
Superconductor coming in 25 seconds. And this will boost wind turbines significantly. Katrina is not really making power right now, just being power neutral. But after the superconductor, this is going to change.
Well, Lytzshadow is at least in power in a solid way. He's got 3 wind turbines up there, which is going to be a little painful later on. He really won't have to worry about power the rest of the game, but he didn't get them protected. So just as you got to get that goon in the middle.
Katrina knows this because she can see the goon price and see that nobody other than she in fact has 3, including 1 that started scientific. So she knows that this is safe to attack. So she went for it. And even if it was attacked, she could have just slowed down, strike it, and still get the power money. So in general, just bad position to be a nomad right now.
He needed to get that good. If you're going to go for a triple play like that, when power's so critical, you gotta get the goon. Oh, and she'll go for slant drilling. She'll be able to slant. Yep, there it is. Slant drilling coming next. She's going to put down either glass killings or what is the other thing?
Yeah.
Electronics factories.
Chemical, electronics, anything.
Mm-hmm. And this,
because this is a double tile, so you can put anything.
Yeah.
There.
And this pleasure dome is so valuable, especially to Kat. Even if she doesn't want it, she can just. She's got nanotech. She can destroy it and get the glass and the electronics out of it. Yeah. And there comes a slowdown strike. So immediately after, the freeze is starting to come off, they're now on strike. So even though Kat is not investing super many tiles into power, she's got 2 wind turbines that are doubled, and that'll just power her through.
Lytzshadow is making a move, very, very painful move, going into solar panel. Unfortunately, it is night right now, or it will be night. And the silicon is 132. Katrina just got the slant drilling, enabling her to get some slant drilling scientific going on there, but more importantly, it also denies those slant drilling from moments.
Ooh, that was a nice freeze.
That was a nice freeze.
So, the Lytzshadow is definitely behind here, but not completely out. Oh my, Katrina's just like, you know what? I'm going to surround your base. Our bases are going to merge.
This gigantic coring, destroying Mars.
I mean, she's just getting the primary resources now, because those are free, and then she'll later replace them with electronics and glass. It'll be fine.
Yeah, what this surrounding Curry tactic does is that Lytzshadow cannot put an EMP on it.
Unless he, totally goons up his entire little triangle there. It is but that's just totally not worth it.
Yeah. And after getting that 100 silicon price, she just transitions it into some glass and some electronics. And she's setting off these special buildings, stabilizing the late game economy.
Yep. She's going for virtual reality because she got that free pleasure dome. Or not free, but marketed pleasure dome. Makes sense. Now going for teleportation, because why not? And then she EMP'd the electronics factory Lytz was trying to bring online. That's painful as well. Lytz is just behind the curve in many areas. And is an HQ behind. Has done his upgrade. The question here, does Kat think she can get a majority buyout, or is she just going to wait for the late game?
I think she can just go for the kill right now. She has enough income from this farm and glass. And she's 89k in her bank.
Mm-hmm.
She can just start it now and will be done by the time she buys up 5 stocks.
Yep. And Lytz is trying to get some greenhouses online. I saw another EMP be bought.
There you go.
There you go. She's willing to hurt her glass at a minimum. She's like, I'll take some glass offline for a little bit. There comes back another EMP, not as successful because Cat has been partially gooning the area.
Well, I guess we can call it frozen because Cat is actually not running the optimization center.
Mm-hmm. True. I think she got there in the plan, and then she's now realizing that, I can just go for the kill here. Yeah, she's got the cash.
In 5 seconds, she will get the kill.
I mean, because she's just selling her buildings for raw cash, because with nanotech, you can do the, that strategy where you just and I sell all my buildings, get the resources, cash them out. Ta-da! Here's an extra few thousand.
Alright, a quick kill from Katrina, Soul 5, 1040. Well done. And well done, Lytzshadow.
Yep. And I think Kat may have secured her place in the finals, although we could still get a three-way tie, I think. I'll go to charts and graphs here for a second. And let's go to the balance sheet, or not the balance sheet, production and sales, and let's actually see how Power Money got there. They sold roughly an equal amount, although I think Cat got it slightly earlier than Lytzshadow did, which makes a difference because money you have now is money you can invest later. But Cat is definitely winning in food and electronics, glass, chems, which are very valuable markets. So, water even. And then I'm going to take a quick look at the black market here. And as you see the black market, Lytzshadow bought 2 bribe claims. Cat bought no bribe claims, bought some goon squads though. But she just really went on the attack value there. And in a 1v1, sometimes it's not about building you up. It's about breaking your opponent down, because they lose, you win.
Well put.
Zero-sum games.
Alright. Exiting the game now.
Yep. Zero-sum games are generally not my personal favorite, so I tend to avoid them, with rare exceptions. There are some games that are really well done as zero-sum. And they're basically designed for 2 players.
Right. So the squirrels are congratulating the players for participating and winning and enjoying the game.
Yay, squirrels.
So, do we have a result yet, or I guess Senzar Timeracers is still playing. 2-5. I think they have not started yet. So the result will come after they finish their games.
Mm-hmm.
But on our side, we have concluded the casting.
Yep.
Unless DT wants us, because they haven't started. Maybe they have started already.
The finals? I don't think they've started the finals yet. Or the finals best of 3. Because as soon as Senzar and Timeracers comes down, I think we'll get a decision on who is in the finals, unless there's a tie. So Cat has got 3 wins. Senzar has got 3. Timeracers has got 2. So if Timeracers wins this bout, we've got 3 players with 3, and we'll need a tiebreak rule. If Senzar wins, then Senzar has 4, Cat has 3, and we're just you know, that's it. We've got the Timeracers will be knocked out with 2 points.
I see.
So it's very much a we could end up in a tie here.
But unfortunately, we do not have a result, and you will hear them from the Discord community after the game has been played out. I will have to sign off from here.
Oh, well, it's been fun casting with you, Rahi. So,
It has been fun drawing with you, many copies.
oh, do you have a time to have the squirrels hold up a sign? Have the squirrels hold up a sign saying, "Yay, OTC players!"
Yay, OTC players. Yeah, I can do that.
One last quick drawing before you go.
Familiar. Unfortunately, the sign is a bit far away, so the squirrel should have a stretching arm.
Or just put a hammer in his hand, like he hammered it in. We've now got a Cthulhu squirrel with a tentacle.
I will try to make it less octopusy. Alright. Thanks for watching, thanks for casting, thanks for playing and organizing, and I'm signing out.
Yep. Yes, Katrina, our fans are nuts. Or the OTC fans are nuts. Goodbye to Rahi's crew. I'm still streaming, and I bet DT's still streaming.
Who's casting the finals?
I do not know. Maybe many copies. I don't know, but we have to sleep. No? Yes, no? But didn't you say I should stop?
No.
No, but you pointed at the time.
Yes, I pointed out that there.
Alright, we're
all started 20 minutes ago.
We are on air on many copies stream right now.
Okay. But I'm confused.
Welcome to Old Married Couple TV.
So I had a misunderstanding, many copies. Trap pointed out the time, said 23. I thought, he's saying that you should sleep. But it turns out he's just pointing out that we should cast.
No, you said, hey, maybe we can cast Timeracers versus Senzar. Because they probably haven't started yet. And I pointed out that they started like 17 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Then there's nothing we can do now.
Well, we'll see what happens, because if you still want to cast, it may be that we all merge our casting together with DT for the final. Are you checking with DT at the moment?
No, Katrina.
Let's see if DT... Yep, DT is messaging me. So we'll see here if he's wanting to cast the finals alone, and that will determine whether my stream is done for the day.
Alright. Thanks for casting with me. Many copies.
Yep. I still haven't got that message back from DT yet, so I don't know. So, well, we'll see. I thought... Are there finals? I thought we were going to do... Oh, was that for a tie? I may have misunderstood.
Okay, I'll disconnect.
Oh, but that was only for the Swiss. Okay. So, apparently... That is the end. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me today. Thank you, Rahi, and be seeing you.